Well, welcome back there, Blade fans. OG Blade Reviews with you once again. That is I. And what have we got today but another Kansept? Thank you, Kansept Knife Company, for providing a good number of knives for review this past year. It is late November. We're coming up on Thanksgiving, and you may be watching this in the summer of 25. Who knows? And you say, Thanksgiving? What are you talking about? Here's what we're looking at today. Another knife by Sparrow Knife Company, and that is Greg Schob, the owner of Sparrow Knife Company. And I believe that Greg makes custom knives, I'm not sure, as well as being a designer of knives for companies like Kansept. Let's see if we can back out just a bit here. Not a big knife, but a mid-sized knife. So we need a little more room, however. As usual, the Kansept knives are well packaged in a drawer-style box with a packet containing a microfiber cloth and information about the knife and the company. Kansept and its child company, Tenable, have been really knocking it out of the park in 2024 with some interesting designs. And here we're going to unsheath it from this pouch that you get with Kansept. And here we have I believe it's pronounced Thoth or Toth. It is a beauty. And some quick background on the name, if I can bore you for just a moment with some technical details, historic details. The name, here it is right here, Egyptian mythology, Thoth is the god of wisdom, learning, magic, writing, and the moon, patron of scribes, mediator, creator of language, etc. So there you go. Greg likes to draw from mythology with a previous knife I reviewed recently, the Baba Yaga, being a witch that the folks in Europe, in a number of different countries, scared the children with so they would not stay out alone at night. Well, this one is interesting. You could call it, it's definitely hollow ground, by the way, deeply hollow ground for a very fine edge. It definitely has the Tanto vibes going on. So we've got that demarcation there in the direction of the edge. And we've got a little bit of a clip there, which aligns the point perfectly with the center of the handle. So it can be a pokey, stabby knife, but it can also be a really nice slicer. And I'll see if I've got some paper nearby, bouncing everything around. Got a new camera set up once again, and if I tap the camera, everything shakes. I'm going to see if I can remedy that going forward, but for now, it is what it is. Let's try this edge out. Oh, I mean, lately I have not come across an out-of-the-box Kansept knife that is not this sharp. That's beautiful. And we've got a nice satin finish blade there, which also adds to the sliciness along with this deep hollow here. Don't see too many hollow ground knives these days from manufacturers. Anyway, this particular one comes in 20 CV. It has a large opening window, and we've got some beautiful purple carbon fiber. What did they call this particular carbon fiber? It is actually fat carbon fiber because the name would indicate that. Purple Haze carbon fiber, okay? Purple Haze, Jimi Hendrix, yeah. So that's done as a bolster. And it is actually a bolster lock. So we've got the frame would normally be a frame lock. And I believe we do have a hardened steel insert in there because it's a titanium frame lock. But since it's hidden under the bolster, let's see if I can look at it over here. Yeah, there it is. Hardened steel insert. So, yep, we've got a titanium locking bar that comes underneath the Purple Haze fat carbon fiber bolster. We've got an interesting surround here, also of, I think, titanium. Let me check that out. It's going to be hard to tell. Yeah, it's titanium too. That's definitely a steel pivot, as you might expect. But nicely done on both sides. Love it when they share that fancy material on both sides of the knife, whether it's the whole knife or at least the bolster, as in this case. We've got a blackened titanium stonewash finish on the rest of the handle, and feels really comfortable in the hand. I like that sort of pear shape or organic shape, rounded handle, but there's a flat there, so he's done some embellishments with the design there. It is fairly smooth, although not drop shutty at this point. You can roll that out nicely with the thumb. You can also middle finger flick it quite easily. And, you know, there you have it for the mechanics of it. We've got a backspacer that is pretty much a full backspacer, just a little bit of space there for crud to fall out and whatnot from the action, which is a good thing if they don't seal it up completely as you have on some integrals. Not a deep carry clip, and it's not switchable to the left side of the knife for you lefties, unfortunately. So it's going to leave you with maybe ½ inch or so sticking out of the pocket. That's not really too bad. I mean, it's going to be up to about there. Let's see if I got my belt handy here. So if we fold her up and we stick it on my part of a tactical belt here, I have a funny feeling since this belt is thick, it's not going to be the same as fabric. Yeah, but I'll demo it this way to you. If you stick it in your pants, that's what's sticking out. All right, so I think the fabric of your pants will be a little bit more cooperative than that rubbery sort of tactical belt that I cut off. So really nicely done with a beautiful finish. And we're going to measure it up as we normally do. 20 CV. Do not ask me what the HRC hardness is. I don't know. It wasn't given. And we're coming in here at about an 8.15 inches with a blade just almost 2.5 inches, 3.5 inches. I'll call it a 3.4 blade. I think they've got an official name or number for it. It might have even been on the box here. Nope. Oh yeah, it is. 3.43. We'll use that. 3.43 for the blade. And other measurements. Get it in the hand the way I want it. Okay. We're in inches. So right about there, head of the clip, 0.53. And I believe that's the thickest part. It's contoured slightly, shallowly here. And going to the blade, used to looking through, not through the camera so I can see, 0.13 millimeters, 3.3 millimeters. Pretty decent blade stock. What have we got for weight? If I can find the scale. There it is. Way over here. Didn't exactly arrange things the way I conveniently want them today, but I've got to deal with that. Weight of this knife, 4.56, we'll call that, ounces, 4.5 ounces. what was it that old Jeff Cooper said? Something about when it was dealing with money, 99 cents, that's $1 for those of you that came in late. All right. So nice action. And as I said, Greg Schob has designed some knives recently that were, we can get this out of the box. Oh, there it is. Still organizing, always organizing. That Greg Schob of Sparrow Knives designed this one earlier this year. This is the Baba Yaga that I was talking about. Also 20 CV. Interesting fat carbon on that one too. If it is a fat carbon, forget the name of that one, but it's probably here. Baba Yaga is in white nebula carbon fiber. I like that Kansept puts so much information on the boxes. Makes it pretty convenient. You can't always stick it on the knife, but you can put it on the box. Shorter, the Baba Yaga, by what? About half an inch to 3/4 of an inch. So while this is just a bit over 3 inches at, looking at the box again, 3.06 inches, so basically a 3-inch knife. We've got closer, much closer to 3.5 inches there. I don't know why they use the fractions, but I guess when you're designing a knife, you can't build the knife to the dimensions that you want in even dimensions. Sometimes you raise a little, lower a little, what have you. If I compare it to today's carry, the Vision FG by Civivi with the super lock, it is, no, same length. We're going to call that, yeah, same overall length. And there's your super lock there. You just pull back on that guy and it drops very nicely. Like that it has thumb studs, my preferred method of opening, and the first method of one-handed opening for the most part in the knife world. How about, I got one more compare here for you. How about Rat 1? And as we know, good old Rat 1, going to be a long knife, about 1 inch longer overall. And blade length slightly longer. As I always say, we got a darn long handle on the Rat 1. For those of you that have one, and it has been a popular knife over the years. So a sharp, hollow ground 20 CV blade. These are coming in somewhere around 2 1/4 MSRP. Again, that's suggested retail. And you're usually going to see these discounted at places like White Mountain. And I will make sure I give you both the Kansept link as well as the White Mountain link. If you use White Mountain, you can get 10% off using my discount code OG-Blade or Old Sword, my old channel name. Another look around. You can see the satin, brush satin finish is really nice on this one. Like what he did with the, call it a pivot surround. It's kind of like a comet or a teardrop. And this Purple Haze is really nice stuff. It's going to be different every cut that you get. And there's going to be no two knives the same, I would imagine. Nicely done clip, as I said, not transferable. It's titanium. It's got a fair amount of flex to it, which is nice. It's not overly tight. And got a decent ramp going in and out of the pocket there. Here's your reliefs, your relief cuts for your frame lock, bolster lock. And I don't think we have, no, there is no provision for a lanyard on this guy. And that's not always the case. I mean, most knives have some form of lanyard hole or what have you. Anyway, there it is. The Thoth, or Thoth, depending upon how you pronounce that. Designed by Sparrow Knife Company, Greg Schob, 4 Kansept knives, 20 CV, titanium, and a Purple Haze carbon fiber. You all be well, and don't forget to subscribe by clicking on my logo right there. Hope to see you back soon. Be well.